Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much again for tuning in to Realdealfam Network. Again, my name is Andre. This is my beautiful wife, Essie.
Hello, also known as
The boss, all times. Everybody know that. Again, we like to thank y'all so much. I know it. Trust me. Yeah. If I didn't know it, I learned it.
Yeah, today.
Which coincides with the topic today. But anyway, we'd like to thank y'all so much for tuning in today, and we really appreciate it. So if you would, please hit that subscribe button and also like and share. And at the end of the video, please leave a comment. We always like to hear everything everybody got to say.
He needs all the help he can
get. I do. Thank you. But again, we're going to dive right in now. The topic today is one that I think everybody has some experience with. And it's called Unresolved Issues. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, so like I was telling my wife, I think I should be pretty good with this one. And as the title states, typically in every relationship, there comes a point in time, if you've been together long enough, you done had some ups and downs somewhere along the way in the relationship. And with that being said, sometimes some things might happen where somebody might get their feelings hurt or something like that, or get in their feelings in some type of way.
What kind of examples can you get your feelings hurt?
Any kind of thing. People are easily offended by certain things. There could be anything where somebody feels slighted, or somebody feel like you didn't protect them, or you didn't have their back. Anything like that in a relationship is very, very sensitive to people. And sometimes the issue goes, like the title states, unresolved. Do you know of any instances like that, honey?
I have no idea.
She's ironclad, I'm telling you. Tough as nails. But what typically happens, not all the time, but sometimes, everybody responds to it differently. And some people shut down. And
you have something you want to say to me?
In terms of what?
In terms of moving past our issue we just had.
Yes.
What is it?
The topic is the same.
What you got to say to me?
Oh, I got to say that.
Well, look over here.
I shut down and we moving past it.
And
I'm sorry.
Not thinking about it.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's just that simple.
Just try.
But yeah, like I said, some people shut down and they just can't deal with it. And that's where the title comes in at, is I don't want to talk about it. And what that tends to do, and when some people shut down, they might do it in various ways. Some people they can't handle it. So if y'all in an argument or conversating about the particular situation, one person might leave. They just can't handle it. And the heat get too hot, and they feel like I don't want to talk about it. It's a little too touchy. It's a little too close to home, and so I'm gonna go ahead and leave and go somewhere and kind of marinate on it and think about it, and then regroup and come back, and hopefully we can discuss it. You understand that, huh? Oh, but yeah, that's typically what happens in the first phase of that situation. Now, what happens when that person leaves and then they return and they never got a chance to really get down to the core facts of what the issue was? Sometimes the relationship kind of takes on like a passive-aggressive type nature, where the person that feels offended may do things, don't say things outright. It's not like they're being outwardly nasty or saying things that's rude or hurtful, but they may do things that, like, they used to be very courteous, maybe open the door for, maybe assist in certain things, help with the kids, do things like that, and then may not do those things anymore. I got a professional here. But what happens when they become passive-aggressive like that, all it does is, again, like the title says, it leaves unresolved issues. And if you're in a relationship with anybody, a relationship requires communication, requires two people to converse back and forth. Sometimes the conversation is not going to be nice. It's not going to be something you want to hear and make you feel good inside. Sometimes it may be something you need so that you can absorb that and then make some changes, because you're not in a relationship by yourself. It's two people. So if you hurt someone else's feelings, you need to find out what that issue was that made them feel that way, and then you try to resolve that and come to a better understanding and help that person. And at the same time, it's going to help you and help the relationship. And so that's definitely one thing. Try to stay away from the passive aggressiveness and things like that. Y'all see over there? That's the perfect example of passive aggressive. And so what you want to do, if you find somebody's been offended and hurt and they can't talk about it, they just can't articulate themselves, or they don't want to communicate it at that time, you want to give them time. You want to give them the space, allow them the opportunity to feel more comfortable about it, and give them a sense that you're open to give them that time, and you're open to listen. And whatever comes of it, there will be a change, and y'all ready to progress.
You ready to progress?
Yes, I'm ready
How
to
you
progress. I'm very ready.
What's our issue?
We had an issue. We did a video the other day. Was but it was a very good video. We both enjoyed shooting the video, but it was about conflict with in-laws. And we had a situation where we both kind of had a little conflict in our own way with our in-laws. What's that?
I shared my feelings about the situation, and you was offended.
Right. And that was a perfect example of what we're talking about tonight. She opened up. We was in a conversation, and she, just like she said, she shared some things with me, and I listened to her, and I was like, oh, okay, that's how you feel? And immediately, I kind of got into my feelings. I didn't really absorb what she was saying. I didn't take it from her perspective. I only looked at it from mine. And that's typically how offended people look at things. They just gather the information immediately and look at it from their perspective. But sometimes you have to step back out of yourself and look at the person saying that.
I mean, you can do all that, but you trying to make me feel a certain kind of way how I need to be feeling. What the heck?
Well, that's another thing. That's almost like that's almost like a form of manipulation in order to appease your own emotion. So you have to be careful of that. Sometimes you offended somebody, you did something wrong, and you like, man, I wish they hurry up and let's get back good. Let's get over that. But you didn't take the time to say, okay, well, it really affected that person. Let me give, like I said, give them some time to open up and to marinate, especially when they're expressing something to you. It's not you.
We already did all that. This has been like a 3-4 day argument because every time you open up, he get angry about something else. I'm like, well, dang, what's the point in talking about it? Continue to talk about it. And you continue to feel a certain way. How am I supposed to feel about the situation? Well, I already gave you a pass on that. And now, guess what? This is how I feel about it now that it's resolved. And I mean, hey, it's going to take some time to get over it.
And that's how it is. Sometimes you got to digest it. It ain't what you like. It ain't your flavor. But you got to digest it. Everything ain't about you all the time. So if something bothering somebody else, and it was you caused the whole conflict. You can't just expect the person to get over it so you can feel better. Like, oh man, I'm sorry about that. You're not get over that. You can't do it like that. You got to allow the person to get better on their own time. I mean, you offended the person, so.
For many years, it ain't like it was just one
time.
Yeah,
it was a drawn out process. It was a very sensitive issue. We had been dealing with stuff like that for a while. It was very sensitive. If you
don't know what we're talking about, go and visit our last few videos that we did.
Yeah, it's a good video. You want to check it out. It's conflict with your in-laws. So, and it wasn't just the conflict. It was a little bit deeper than that. So that's what we're talking about. And so she expressed to me at that time how she felt. And I became offended by the way she felt.
Right, because I was supposed to understand the position that he was in. Well, I already understood it. That's why we was going through it, even as long as we did. However, now that's over, at the time, you always siding with your mama. I'm going to feel crossed.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue. That particular issue, we're gonna dive into that one later. We got another video coming out about that one.
Yeah, well, you can't control how I feel about that.
Right.
Next.
Right. As you can see, that's how it is. When you do stuff like that to people, you always got to take into account. I apologize, and hopefully we can move on from there. It's a very sensitive subject, but I did make a mistake, and you're gonna do that in a relationship. Like I said, if you've been in it long enough, you're gonna have those sensitive issues that when they come up, either one of the other partners are gonna feel like, I don't really want to touch that. And if y'all so happen to get into the conversation, you can't react like how I did. Once y'all finally comfortable speaking,
trying to control somebody else's feelings by how the situation is.
Right. So once y'all get into the conversation,
invalidating someone else's feelings.
That's it. And so you just accept it. I got my feelings. She has her feelings. You're going to have your feelings.
And don't repeat it.
Right. And your spouse will have her own feelings or his own feelings. So all you want to do is respect their feelings. You can't just blow it off just because it may not coincide with what you feel or what you think. It's two people in the relationship. And you just have to.
How are you going to work on resolving this?
I've come to a resolution. I'm speaking about what you do now, and that's in terms of listening to you, apologize to you, and then move forward with it and allow you the time to be able to marinate with it and get all the expression out how you feel about the situation.
I'm talking about in the future.
Oh, in the future it won't be an issue again. This one here has been, like she just said, about 3 days. But it's been longer than in terms of how we've been dealing with it. It's just like we said in the title. We didn't want to talk about it, at least I did. And she did. She expressed it multiple times, but I just wasn't hearing it. And so if you don't address it, all it's going to do is marinate and get worse. So that's why it's unresolved. So in the future,
just wanted to hurry up and get over, but I need some clarity as far as it ain't gonna happen again, and he understands my position or my feelings, and then that's it.
Well, and in a relationship, if you love the person, you don't never want to see that your loved ones hurt or in pain. I mean, that's common sense. So if you know it bothers them to that extent, when she look at me and I'm doing certain things, she knows stuff that bothers me. She knows stuff that hurts me. And I'm the same. And you would do the same. You're going to learn. You spend enough time with each other, you become one almost. And so I won't allow myself to fall in that position again.
Well, how come you let that happen all those years then?
Like I said, we're gonna get more into the video in terms of the situation at hand of what led up to all of this. But what's that? It happened because I didn't resolve the issue. I let the issue just continue to marinate over and over and over again. And if you're a man and you have a family and you have a wife, it's incumbent upon you to make sure you protect them, even if it's against your own family. But when you right, or you know it's right. Now, I'm not saying and you know you're wrong and you're out there doing crazy and your family coming to you and you're being defensive. That's something different. But in your heart, if you know you're doing right, you know your family is right, and they're coming against you, or your wife, or your kids, anything like that, you have to stand up and you have to protect them. At that particular time, I let some issues with my family go well beyond they should have and caused a lot of dissension over the years. It was kind of undercover. I didn't realize it was at the extent it was because I was on the other side of it.
No, he didn't want to know. He was just trying to close his eyes, see no evil, and not being aware. But he was aware, but he just was, whatever, that's my people, so whatever, they can do whatever. Well,
sometimes you can rock with your people, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to. But even just like now with me and my wife, if she see I'm doing something wrong, I want her to call me out on it. if I'm doing something offensive. I got children. If my kids see me out of line, I do not mind them telling me, "Hey, Dad, I don't think that's right," or "You said something that was incorrect," or anything. And that's a person who's open to growth. I don't mind that. So I was wrong in that aspect. I told her I was, and I don't mind. It don't hurt me to say I was wrong. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm going to continue to grow. That's why I'm on here sharing this with you now, because I'm sure there's other people who had similar situations. It might not be in a specific case like this. It could be something else, could be something minor or something more major. But if you wrong somebody, just say you wronged them. It was your fault, and then you can move on from there.
No,
and
it's not just that.
when you say you wronged them, you can't expect the person just to immediately say, "Okay, you forgiven," and then move on.
The key to forgiveness is when you forgive somebody, and then they make sure that it never happens, or try their best to make sure it never happens again.
Exactly.
So this has been repeated over like many years. So as far as that's concerned, I have no faith and trust in him currently to be able to rectify that. He had to show me.
Well, that's all you can do is
I'm from Missouri now.
Well, that's all
So
you can
show
do
me
is show and prove. Nobody come into anything. You don't go on a job with people believing in you right off and give you 100% faith. You have to earn it. So even in a relationship, we've been in a relationship for many years. I still have to earn her trust. I still have to earn her respect, and likewise. And you're going to find you have to do the same.
In that issue.
Well, in that issue, but in anything. There's don't let anybody tell you there's unconditional anything. Nothing's unconditional. Everything has conditions. You have to continue to progress, continue to show maturation and growth. And don't let anybody tell you, "Oh man, you might say, oh, I love my parents unconditionally." That's not true, because if your parents do something that's vile to you, then you could easily change the way you think about it. So everybody have to continue to be the best person they can.
You should never let anybody come between you and your husband or your wife. That is a sacred union.
That's very sacred. So
leave your parents and cling to your husband or wife.
Yes, and everybody got to try to do what's right. Now, just like she said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If she wrong, she's wrong. If she wronged her parents, then I step to you. Hey, honey, I think that was out of line the way you said or what you did to your parents. It doesn't work like that. Everybody has faults. Everybody make mistakes. So that's it. She called me. I don't mind. All I can do is get better. Get myself right and start rocking. That was a big learning lesson for me.
He's new to YouTube, so he's had to share his feelings and open up, but still be ready to receive, what comes with that. When we go through our events and things that happen to us in our, our history, some things are still unresolved, and so when we talk about them, they're real. And
very real.
He got to go through it.
And I don't mind, because like I said, there's other brothers out there. When I was growing up, I grew up most of the time in a single mother household. And so if you don't have no man in the house to share things with you, a lot of things you don't get. So you learn as you go. And so I'm learning as I go. And if somebody out there the same in a single mother household or single father household, and I got some experience I can share with them that can help them and make their life easier, then that's what I'm doing now.
Honey,
what's up?
I appreciate that, but you can't just blame that every time on that. I mean, a lot of women grow up in single parent households.
That's not the case. I'm not here to blame that on anything or use that as an excuse. I'm just saying, if you don't have the information or you haven't been through something like this, I'm just sharing my situation so that they don't have to go through a similar thing, especially with your wife. You don't want to hurt your family by being complicit in something that's not proper. So you just want to make sure you address issues as they come up. Don't let them linger. Don't let them manifest. If you have a problem or you see your wife concerned about something, just address it. Hit it head on. Don't let it go for years or nothing like that. Hit that thing head on, man, and face it. And that's the only way it's going to get handled. and you'll be better off for it. So
and make sure all parties involved have respect.
That's
that
it.
was the big issue. Respect.
That's it.
For our relationship and our family. I love nuclear, so.
That's it. So just like we say, just keep at it, man. It ain't an easy thing. If you're gonna be married, it's a lot of work, like we said, and it's maintenance. But like I said, I love the woman. I always have, always will, and I'm gonna do the best I can by her. That don't mean I ain't gonna make mistakes along the way. So I'm gonna try to do better next time, and we're gonna move forward from there. And I hope all the brothers out there and the sisters, everybody watching the show, could get something from it. And if you have any situation that's similar to this one, or anything like that you can share that can help edify us or help edify somebody else in the comment section, please share it with us. We'll highly appreciate it. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This wasn't a very easy topic to discuss. It's very personal, but I feel like it could help a lot of people. Again, please hit that subscribe button, like and share, and also that notification bell, because we'll be putting out more things like this. Because I'm sure there'll be other little things pop up that my wife don't mind putting me on blast about. So
I mean, you put me on blast.
But again, thank y'all so much. We highly appreciate it. Until next time we see you, thank you so much.
Pray for him.
Please. Good night.